Guys and gals, Maritime Spook here, and I got something really cool to show you here, guys. But first off, I want to say a trillion thank yous to my friend Big John. If you follow Instagram, you'll know him as at Moose Bushcraft Canada. He is the Vice President of Search and Rescue Alberta, and he is a member of the RCAF, so he's a military cat too as well. He's at the top of his game and everything he's doing. He has some very big things coming up here really soon, guys. So it's a name that you want to follow. If you want to know more about him, send me a private message and I can tell you a few things about him. And coming up very soon, he's got some pretty big dudes that he's hanging with there that are, they're going to be teaching some stuff. And hopefully it'll translate to maybe even them coming down this way to back east here to do some training and stuff like that. But he trains with Callie Harleton and Morris Kochanski out of Karamat, and he's actually a co-instructor. And coming up in the next little bit, I think he's worked his way up to actually being, instructing quite a bit. He does that besides at Karamat. He instructs, about search and rescue and puts on seminars, and he just did a very large thing out in Alberta with, on the news and everything out there. Where he took Moors around and around the base and everything. So he's a really good guy, guys, and you got to stay tuned. He's going to have a channel coming up as well. I'm going to support that channel as much as I can, not only just because of things he may or may not have done for me, but just the point that it's something really good that you need to look into. He talks a lot about kit and a lot about taking care of your needs, your core temperature, your hydration, and what to do with signal fires and stuff like that, how to build one. So in his honor, one of these days, guys, I'm going to go out and try to build my version of a signal fire. And with me, I'd be trying to signal boats and planes, because where I am on the coast here, 90% of the time, you'd have to signal for boats too as well. So long story short, guys, he's an awesome guy. If you stick with me, pretty soon I'll be having links to stuff when he gets things put up. He's working with a couple guys to get some videos up there, and so he'll be bringing in search and rescue and training from out that way with Moors and Callie and all that. If you don't know who Callie Harleton is either, guys, she's basically Moors's, if you want to call it, heir apparent. Moors has instilled a lot of stuff with him, and he's very, very good at what he does. So anyway, guys, there's some guys to watch, so just stay tuned. I'll keep you in contact with what's going on with them, and we'll stay tuned to that. But what I want to show you here, guys, is John went ahead and did something above and beyond anything that he had to do for me, that's for sure. And what he did was he went ahead and he got me a signed copy of Morris Kochanski's book, Bushcraft. I'm going to show you the book, and I'm going to show you a few pamphlets and stuff that came with it that are very cool. So just bear with me there for a second, guys, and I'll get this all out, and I'll show you what I want to show you. What's up, guys? And the reason I had to do this way is I tried to do it before, but the wind was so strong and I did not want these books and stuff flying around. So today was a decent day for it. He sent me this Search and Rescue Alberta patch, which is just a handsome patch, and that's going to go somewhere, on a jacket, or I have a new anorak that I didn't wear yet that I may put on some patches on. This will go on there. This thing is just wicked, and I greatly appreciate that. And this is what he's into. He's the vice president of search and rescue out there, so he knows the search and rescue, we'll put it that way. And, so I'm very honored to get this. So it's a Search and Rescue Alberta patch. This was a book, I believe him and Moores went to a museum out in Alberta, and this was written by somebody, by what I'm reading, a hierarchy of needs, and it's a guy who had taken a course to 20 years ago with Morris Kochanski, and it just shows a lot of cool stuff in it. It shows how to build shelters, it shows how to dress, and this is all coming from Moores's, I believe a lot of his drawings and stuff like that. So the guy that wrote it actually, this is all coming from, the horse's mouth, so to speak. So that was really cool, and that's just a little pamphlet you can put through a pack and be able to have some very, very important information in. And I believe, like I said, that came from a museum. It was under a museum type deal. I may be wrong, but I believe that's what it was. But there's some really, really, really cool illustrations, and that's one thing. If from what I hear from Morris's teaching, he really likes having the illustrations for people. And this is really cool. This actually shows you how to dress, and having your or whatever neck knife around your neck, and how to layer up, and what to wear for boots, and just everyday illustration. So very, very like imperative piece of gear. Even this gear doesn't have to be a knife or a ferro rod, guys. Sometimes it can be a book like that gives you the information that you need, right? So he also gave me a couple of these. This one's addressed to Dave Jr. It's in cold snow, in cold, lacking snow. So it means when it's really bitterly cold out, but there's no snow on the ground, some of the resources you can look for and some things you can do. And that's this is from John, but it's written by Morris. Same thing. Lots of pictures on different things, diagrams on how to build the shelters, and a lot of writings by Morris. And this is like I said, Morris Kochanski, living skills instructor. And this is a series, Basic Wilderness Survival. So this is one of the books in that series. This is another one. This is, to me, from Big John. Basic Wilderness Survival in Deep Snow by Morris Kochanski. So obviously, guys, the other one was lacking snow. This one is in deep snow, showing you how to make like a, Siberian fire. What to look for in wood. I mean, I just went over these briefly, guys, but I'm going to read them cover to cover. We have a storm coming up, and that's the first thing I'm grabbing, is all this stuff to read about. So it's just another really cool book. John's card. You can pause that, guys, if you want to see that. And he's just a heck of a guy, and a good friend, and he's on top of his game, and he's rising up in the survival world, but also search and rescue, and even his military career. So the guy's on the up and up. But here is the piece de resistance here, guys, and it's Morris Kochanski's book, Bushcraft. A lot of people consider this the best book ever written on certain subjects. Now, Morris himself will tell you that he's borrowed knowledge. He hasn't stole it, because nobody else was going to do it anyway, but he's borrowed knowledge from lots of other people, and he's one of the only people I've ever seen who actually, he actually says that. A lot of people will come up with something, and then you'll think they created it, and then you'll find out 6 months later that some other guy actually was the one that created it or wrote an article. But Morris has always said, I borrowed information from other people and then put maybe a twist on it, and that way it's easier for people to learn. But his book, Bushcraft, guys, same thing as the other stuff I showed you. Lots of illustrations in it. I mean, I implore you to get the book, let alone the fact that I actually got it signed. So I'll show you the sign, signature, and what it says. It says, to David and David Jr., from Morris Kochanski. The more you know, the less you carry. January 2017. So as you can guys configure, this thing means the world to me. So I wanted to say once again, thank you to John, and thank you to Mr. Morris Kochanski. I got to tell you a little bit of a story, guys, before I go about Morris. When I was about 10 years old, I watched a show called On the Road Again. And in that show, it was profiling Morris and taking some of his students out to a class he had. And that show, me watching that, got me the next morning. The first thing I did, I woke up, bundled myself all up, grabbed my little pocket knife and my little folding saw, little thing I had there, and I took off up back. We have quite a bit of land where I grew up. Took off out back and got a fire going, made a hot chocolate, tried to make a little lean-to, but it was just something cool to play with as a 10-year-old kid. But that inspired me back then, and then after that I took Boy Scouts more serious, and everything I did outside I took more serious after watching that show, because I thought about it more. You could freeze to death, and all these things started going in my head. So just watching that show years ago made me think of all these things. So I just want to say thank you to Morris for that, and thank you very much to John. I'm going to keep you guys posted on what he's up to, and he's just up to a lot of stuff. Once he gets some videos posted, I'm hoping I can work with him a little bit there too, and learn some things. So anyway, guys, I just want to share this stuff with you. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much to everybody that made it possible. Well, namely John and Morris. So thank you, guys. And like I said, check out Kelly Harleton, Morris Kochanski, John MacArthur, Karamet Wilderness Ways, Search and Rescue Alberta. Thank you to everybody. But one thing I want to say before I go too, guys, when I say something, there's something I've said before, that it's Moores approved. It's not always a Moores approved. What I mean by that is, he said he had said in a different video or different things, that a knife like a certain way would be like the width of your palm, have a sturdy handle material, full tang, you know, have a 90-degree spine to be able to scrape and strike a metal match, you know, just all these different things. This rod's got a coating all over it, but it had to have all these different things on it, and you know, that's what I mean by Moore's approved. So in these books it shows a little bit about it, but this is my triple X knife, Sitka, and it's the one closest to what I think Moore's would like for a knife, put it that way. So when I say it's Moore's approved, it's not really approved by Moore's, it's just a knife that, you know, he may approve of, right? So anyway, guys, stay safe, take her easy, and thank you very much to everybody I just said. Stay safe, guys.